From Television City in Hollywood, the Jack Benny program with his special guests George Raft and Dennis Day, presented by Lucky Strike.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette. They take fine tobacco, it's light tobacco, it's mild tobacco too. And it's toasted, yes, it's toasted, because the toasting brings the flavor right through. So to get better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette.
Friends, no wonder Lucky's taste better. They're made of fine tobacco, and the famous Lucky Strike process, it's toasted, tones up Lucky's fine tobacco to make it taste even better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. So, be happy. Go Lucky.
Thank you very, very much, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Lucky Strike program. Now, before we get on with the show, I would like to pay tribute to this month of February, because even though it is the shortest month of the year, it certainly is an important one, because during the month of February, we celebrate the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, and Frank Remley. Now, Mr. Remley happens to be our imbibing left-handed guitar player who is sitting right over there, and today is his birthday. So, Frank, just stand up and take a bow, will you, please? They had to play that fast because Remley can't stand up too long. I know that some of you must be wondering why I would mention Remley, in the name of Remley, in the same breath with these two great Americans like Abraham Lincoln and George Washington. But the reason I did that is because, you see, Remley's ancestors go back to the Revolutionary War. As a matter of fact, it was his great-great-grandfather who helped frame the Constitution of the United States. He was the one that put in that phrase, the pursuit of happiness. Remley not only pursues it, most of the time he's ahead of it. And I wish you could have been to the birthday party that the boys gave him last night, to the orchestra boys. First time I've ever seen a cake with a cork in it. All of the candles were lying down. But anyway, getting back, I'm sorry, Remley, getting back to our show, getting back to the show, I'd like to say that our guest star tonight is Mr. George Raft. And Dennis Day is also with us on this show. Of course, I very, very seldom use Dennis on my show because, I don't know, he drives me nuts. You know, he is just as silly in person as he is on the radio. Well, I'll tell you a thing that he did to me about 10 days ago. You won't believe this. You will not believe what I'm going to tell you. But he came to my house to discuss a song that he was going to do on the show. And after we discussed it, as he left the house, he said to me, "Goodbye, Mr. Benny. Have a nice trip." So I said, "Thank you." And then I went upstairs, and I was halfway through packing my bag before I realized I wasn't going anywhere. Anyway, to get back to the show, we're going to do a very melodramatic play, you see, and I'm going to have the star part, being this is my show, you see. But it's a very, very important play.
Mr. Benny.
And we are really... Dennis, you're not supposed to make your entrance later. What are you doing out here now?
Well, I just wanted to tell you I don't want to be on your TV show tonight.
What'd you say, Dennis?
I don't want to be on your show tonight.
Why not?
Because you gave George Raft the star dressing room.
Well, of course I gave him the star dressing room, and he deserves it. I mean, look at the great pictures he's made. I mean, Scarface, Bolero, They Drive by Night, Whistle Stop, and his latest one, this wonderful picture, Black Widow.
Gee.
Well, I thought you'd be impressed.
Yeah, it makes you look like nothing.
Dennis, I'm only trying to show you what a big star he is. After this last picture he made, every studio in town wants George Raft. I mean, 20th Century Fox offered him $100,000 a picture. Paramount offered him $125,000. Warner Brothers, $175,000.
Oh, stop aggravating yourself.
I'm not aggravating. Now, look, Dennis. We've got a play to do. Now, go back to your dressing room and get ready. Get dressed for the play, and I want to finish my monologue.
Not me, brother. My mother came to the studio with me, and she told me to hold out for the star dressing room.
Your mother. Thinks she's smart because she helped build the freeway. Your mother.
She was voted Miss Bulldozer of 1955.
Look, Dennis.
She won it in 1954, too.
Dennis.
If she wins it once more, she gets to keep the bulldozer.
Dennis, I don't care what she was voted. You understand? Yeah. I don't care at all. George Raft gets the star dressing room, and that settles it. What happened out there?
Well, Dennis, you can have the star dressing room. I threw that bum out.
Bum? Mrs. Day, that was George Raft.
I don't care who it was. Mr. Benny, I'm here to see that Dennis gets the star dressing room.
Now, wait a minute, Mrs. Day. What are you talking about?
I'll tell you what I'm talking about. You've taken advantage of my boy ever since he came to work for you. You promised him the moon, the sun, the stars. What did you ever do about it?
He took me to the planetarium.
Look, Mrs. Day, if you have any... We have a play to do, so if you have any complaints to make it after the show.
Well, all right. But my son Dennis is going to sing a song now.
Now, just 1 minute. This is still my show. I'm the star. Everything goes on schedule.
Oh, yes?
Yeah.
Well, what's next on your schedule?
Dennis sings his song.
I thought so.
Well, don't stand there. Sing.
Boy, what a grouch.
What did you say?
Oh, I was talking about my mother.
Oh, good.
Broadway show, Plain and Fancy. Here's the very lovely ballad, Young and Foolish. Is it wrong to be young and foolish? We haven't long to be. Soon enough, the carefree days, the sunlit days go by. Soon enough, the bluebird has to fly. One day we fell in love, now we wonder what we were dreaming of, smiling in the sunlight, laughing in the rain. I wish that we were young and foolish
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Jack Benny Lucky Strike Players present an original melodrama which takes place at a roadside hamburger joint entitled Death Across the Lunch Counter or Dial M for Mustard. As the scene opens on our little lunchroom, it is close to midnight and there are several stragglers seated at the counter.
Although my story is an unusual one, it all took place in a typical American town. I am a typical American man in a typical American business, which is identified with my typical American name, Charleston T. Gundelfinger. The T stands for typical. Hey, kids, no dancing in here. Cut it out. Okay. What do I owe you, bud? Let's see, a ham sandwich, cup of coffee, piece of pie, that'll be 60 cents.
Yeah.
Oh, you've never eaten in Gundelfingers before, have you?
No?
Well, we trust people here. Go over that cash register, put in your dollar, and get your 40 cents change.
I go over there?
You're honest, aren't you?
Well, yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Okay.
I should have told you. You not only have to be honest, you got to be fast. Last week when I went to the bank, I deposited $97 and 8 fingers. Better luck next time, bud. Good night, kids.
Well, good night, Charlie.
Good night. Good night, Sam. Suddenly, I found myself alone. It wasn't quite midnight, but I decided to close up and go home. It's only me. Oh boy, was that guy slow. Okay.
Cup of coffee, Charlie.
Well, we're closing up, but all right.
Sorry.
Well, hello, Charlie.
Hi, chubby. We're closing up, you know.
All I want's a cup of coffee.
Okay. It was exactly the same kind of a night 2 weeks ago when the warehouse was robbed and the watchman was shot. The murderers were still at large. But now I had a feeling of security. For here in my lunchroom was the chief of police, Chubby Wilson. Stool fixed there.
Oh, yes, I forgot.
Thank you.
You know, Chubby, you won't recognize this place when you come in here next week. I'm having the whole joint redone. You know that I'm even getting an interior decorator.
An interior decorator?
Yes, they're going to have new carpets and new rugs and new drapes and everything. It's going to be just great. Beautiful new place. Well, one thing else, Chubby?
No, thanks. Guess not. It's almost midnight.
Yeah, okay.
I'll go on duty in a few minutes. Oh, say, Charlie, take care of yourself. You know.
Must be kind of a tough job being chief of police here, isn't it?
It sure is.
As my fat feeling of security squeezed out the door, I tried to close up for the night. While wiping the counter, I happened to look out the window. I noticed three tough-looking characters across the street. I had never seen them before. They stepped off the curb and were coming this way. Sorry, gentlemen, but it's past midnight and I'm closing up. Gentlemen, I said it's past midnight and I'm closing up.
What did you giggle for, Blue Eyes? Nobody said anything funny.
Look, fellas, it's getting kind of late. If you want to order something, want to eat, go ahead.
Did you hear that, Slugger? Blue Eyes is in a hurry. Do you think we ought to slow him down?
Yeah, down.
Look, fellas, I don't want any trouble. Now, what do you have? We got some nice corned beef hash and some ham and eggs, and maybe a nice mixed green salad. What did you slap me for?
I don't like salad.
Well, all right, mister. Look, like I said before, I don't want any trouble, you know. You can have anything you want.
That's better. Slugger, sit down.
Yeah, down.
Now, what do you have, gentlemen?
What are you so nervous about?
He thought he would antagonize me by blowing smoke in my face, but I liked it. He was smoking a Lucky Strike. You know, mister, if you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette. Look, fellas, I don't mean any harm. Now, come on, will you please? Look, I'm a nice guy. What did you slap me for?
I just remembered, I don't like salad either.
Well, all right, just order something, will you?
All right. I'll have a sardine sandwich.
Yes, sir. I'll get a can opener.
Never mind.
You're not going to eat it that way, are you?
Huh? Oh.
I thought this was ketchup. I guess it must be tenderizer.
Somebody's coming. Just carry on as if nothing ever happened, or I'll let you have it.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Charlie! Charlie!
Oh, boy, it's sure good to see you, Chief. Yeah, you were right when you said it's a tough job being chief of police of this town.
You're darn right it is. And Charlie, I came in to warn you. Those murderers are loose and they're in this neighborhood. Now, they're wearing black hats, they got their coat collars turned up, and when they're together, you can't miss them. One of them is bright and smart. The other one is stupid.
Ooh, what he said about you.
Chief.
Oh. See any suspicious-looking characters around, let me know.
Oh, I will. Now, look, fellas, will you do me a favor? I don't want any trouble here. Why don't you just order something and get out? I mean, eat and get out, will you, fellas?
What's your hurry? You're not going anyplace, Blue Eyes. Relax, take it easy. Let me look around the joint. Hey, Slugger.
Yeah?
Come here.
What?
Look what they got in the jukebox here.
Oh, yeah.
Fellas, entertainment. Look, fellas, wait a minute, will you? Hey, fellas, wait a minute. Boys, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute! Now, look, you guys aren't fooling me. You didn't want anything to eat. You're a couple of gangsters. You came in here to hold me up.
Did you hear that, Slugger? Blue Eyes thinks we're here to hold him up.
Yeah, up.
You're not going to get away with it. I'm going to call the police.
Go ahead, call the police.
I would, but I don't remember the number.
You forgot, eh?
Yeah.
Well, I'll get a number for you without even moving. Watch. Start talking, Blue Eyes.
And talk fast, I'm bleeding.
Go ahead. She'll get your number. I said start talking. Oh, you're a yeller, eh?
Hey, you're not so tough yourself. How'd you get that cut on your face?
He got thrown out of a dressing room.
Quiet, please. All right, Blue Eyes. I'll give you 10 seconds to hand over the money.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm ready for you.
You hear that, Slugger? Blue Eyes wants to shoot it out.
Yeah, out.
He wouldn't have gotten very far anyway. And now I'm going to let you have it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You took 2 shots to the ceiling and 4 shots to the phone. You're out of bullets.
Yeah. Here I am.
Yeah.
Please. Please, mister. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. I didn't mean any harm. I was only kidding.
Oh, you were, eh?
Yeah.
I knew you guys were all the time. You're the guys that robbed the warehouse, didn't you? Then you killed the watchman. And now you came here to get me. Well, take that!
Oh. 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 He got me, Slugger. He got me. I'm dying. Oh. I knew the day had come. Oh, I knew I couldn't get away with it. I'm dying, Slugger. Everything is getting dark. I can't see. Slugger, you've been the best pal I've ever had. And now we got to part. Because I'm dying. Dying. Dying.
Fall down, you big ham.
Yeah, down.
I don't want to die, Slugger. Help me.
I'll help you. And now I'm going to get you. And I don't need this gun. I'm going to do it with my bare hand.
Oh, yeah? You get one step closer and I'll let you have it right between the eyes.
Oh, you will, eh?
Yeah.
Well, that does it. He must be wearing a Jim Clinton suit.
Oh! Oh! You got me through a buttonhole.
Now I'm going to get you like I got those other 2 guys.
Me?
Yes, you.
No, I got news for you. I'm not with them. I'm your interior decorator.
Oh, yes, I hired you last week, didn't
Yes, certainly. Now, we'll put the balance right over here.
That's right.
And then we'll put the drapes over
Yes,
there.
yes.
And then we'll redo the carpets, and we'll tie the whole thing in to match the blood on the floor.
Oh, that'll be wonderful.
Jack will be back in just a moment, but first, here's a word to cigarette smokers.
Here's a smart tobacco leaf lying down to rest. Sometimes he sleeps for several years. He knows what is best. And when the time for waking comes, his dreams will all come true. For he'll become a lucky strike and find his way to you.
About that little poem. There's a lot of truth to it. If you've ever driven through Richmond, Virginia, the chances are you saw this famous sign. Quiet, please. Tobacco asleep. Millions of pounds of fine, light, naturally mild tobacco aging here for Lucky Strike cigarettes. Yes, it's with fine tobacco that Lucky's better taste begins. As everybody knows, LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Tobacco that's light, mild, good tasting from the very start. The careful aging and mellowing of the tobacco are also important to the better taste you get from every Lucky. But there's something else that happens to Lucky's fine tobacco to make it taste so much better. Just before it's made into Lucky Strike cigarettes, it's toasted to taste better. The famous Lucky Strike process, it's toasted, brings Lucky's fine tobacco to its peak of flavor, tones up this mild, naturally good-tasting tobacco to make it taste even better. Yes, a Lucky tastes better because it's the cigarette of fine tobacco, and it's toasted to taste better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. So be happy. Go Lucky.
Very much, ladies and gentlemen. You were such a nice audience, and I do hope you enjoyed the show. And I'll be back in 2 weeks when I will do my first television show in color. You can see my blue eyes. And to those of you who haven't got your color sets yet, I'm opening a store in Burbank. But now I would like to bring out my guest stars once more and have you with George Raft and Dennis Day. Come on, come on. Well, George, it was really, really a great pleasure working with you. You were wonderful. I'm not working for you, with you. You're working for me.
Thanks, Jack. I enjoyed it.
You won't know it at the end of the week, but you did enjoy it, huh?
Yes.
But you know, George, what I couldn't understand, you know, in all of your pictures, I mean, in your different television shows, you always do that thing that you used to do in Scarface, you know, where you toss the $50 in the air all the time. Why is it you didn't do it in this show?
Well, Jack, I tried it 3 times at rehearsals, but you always grabbed it.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I forgot. That's $1.50 I will owe you. Yes, that's very, very good. And Dennis, I want to tell you, I can't get over you at all. You were the greatest gangster that I have ever seen.
Geez, thanks, Jack. And you know, you don't have to pay me.
I don't?
No. Getting to slap you was a pleasure.
All right, thanks, both. Now go. Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to watch Ann Southern next Sunday, and then I'll be back in 2 weeks, which is March 6th, as I mentioned before, with my color show. And by the way, just a reminder that this is National Brotherhood Week. And I think it might be a kind of a nice idea if all of us sort of practiced it, not only this week, but every week in the year. Thank you very, very much.
Appearing on tonight's program are Verna Felton, Frank Nelson, Benny Rubin, and B. Benaderet. Remember, 1 week from tonight on this same station, be sure to watch Ann Southern and Private Secretary. Jack Benny's next television show will be in 2 weeks.